Previously we covered how to deploy a website. So far, if you have reached, if you stayed with us till this point in the session, then you know how to deploy your website, be it of any kind, and the URL you will get is something like your username.netlify.com or username.github.io or username.heroku.app or username.name of the service dot something. So if you want to go one step beyond and actually add your own custom domain, just yourname.com, yourname.in, then the next part of the session is relevant to you. Now I will just show you one service, and using that same procedure, you can figure out the different services you have. So say I have created a Flask app on the Microsoft Azure portal. Deploying a Flask app uses the exact same process as deploying a Django app that was covered previously in the session. So let's see if I go to my resource group. A resource group is basically just a folder that contains your services. So inside this, I have created a Flask app, that is this. This is based on the Azure App Service. Now in this, you have an option called custom domains. Yeah, there it is. Now to add a custom domain, you have to first buy a custom domain. So let's go to buying one. You go to this, search and search for domains. So you'll get this option, app service domains. We click on that and we click on add. Now here you can search for what kind of domain do you want. Let's say I want lol 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 lol. I click on search and then it will show me what is available actually. So I'm using Azure for this demo because Azure actually fetches some domains that are available that are very close to what you actually want, and that it can provide you for a very cheap price. So the pricing is something I will discuss after this. Domains are something which we tried to find free alternatives for this, but we couldn't find any right now. So if you have any suggestions, please shoot in the comments. But for now, I'll be discussing how to get premium domains, which you'll have to pay some amount for. So actually hosting a website it can be free. Till now the options we discussed, all of those are free. But for buying a domain, you actually need to pay some amount. So let's say if you have to do it in Azure, then it gives you these options. You take one option, then you again, if you want to put it in some folder, you write a resource group here, you enter your contact information, just basic things. Then there is the privacy protection. Privacy protection is when you register a domain, your personal details get associated with that domain. So if you want Azure or whatever hosting you're using to hide that, then you can enable it. This has no extra cost. Then you can just agree to it. And the pricing in used in Azure is 11.99 USD per year. For Indian rupee conversion, that would be about 900 rupees per year. So this is a fixed price. This price never changes and it will be charged annually per year. Again, the pricing is something I'll discuss at the end of the session. Then you will just click on create. Now I won't be buying a domain here. I already bought one. So when you click on create, let me show you what you get. Again, I'll go to my resource group. And this. And then when you buy a domain, you get something like this. So I bought the domain hyperlol.com. That is hyperlol.com. Now, if you can open this in your mobile right now, it will have no website, nothing. So I'll be doing live what I'm the mapping of the service. So I bought this domain. Now let me go to this. So that's the domain I have. Now inside this will be concerned with the domain settings. That will be the DNS settings. So inside a DNS zone, you have the various mappings. This is where you will map your exact service. Now let's get back to our application. So like you show, got an option. Netlify also, it had an option to add custom domain. So similarly, whenever you host a website somewhere, it will always give you an option to add a custom domain. That adding custom domain usually is not done on a free service. You'll have to apply to some premium plan for them to be able to support a free domain. So let me go to the service. I will go to custom domain. I'll click on add. So this website I have deployed currently, this is at gluckdemo.azurewebsites.net. So if you go to this URL, gluckdemo.azurewebsites.net, you can open it right now. Also, you will find this website, just a text that says this is a very nice website. Oh my God, because it is a nice website, right? So let's go to this. I click on add custom domain. I will write what my custom domain is. That can be www.ibothyperlol.com. I'll click on validate. Now this will tell me to add a DNS entry into my custom domain. That is how it validates and that is how it maps that yes, this domain belongs to this service. So it will give me various options. I can add an A field which maps to an IP, or I can add a CNAME which which maps to this URL. So currently it is hosted on gluckdemo.azurewebsites.net, and it is telling me that I can put a mapping inside my DNS, that is my domain settings, and I can map it to tell that this custom domain is associated with this application. So it tells me this. First, I have to create this in my DNS settings. I go to my DNS settings, that is inside my URL, and then I click on record set. Inside record set, it told me to click on CNAME. So it is asking me to click use the CNAME record. Inside CNAME record, I take this value, gluckdemo.azurewebsites.net. I will paste this. Name will be www.hyperlol.com. That is already there. And that is it. I click on OK. Now this will create a record set. This will be www. And this is for hyperlol.com. So it knows that www.hyperlol.com has to map to this particular URL that is already hosted. Now I go back. And I'll click on validate again. Okay, so the validation works. Now the field it was looking for, it can find that in the domain. So it goes to the domain. It will ask the domain, do you have this particular field? So are you mapped to use this particular URL that I'm already hosted on? And the domain says yes, that I have an entry for it, and it approves the validation. Once this is done, I can add the custom domain. And that is it. So once I add the custom domain, this domain has been mapped to this particular URL now. I can go to www.hyperlol.com, and that should show my website. Oops, I typo. Yes. Yeah, so I went to this and now it shows my website, right? This is a very nice website. Oh my God, this is the same thing. But it says one thing, that this is not secure. Now this takes us to the next part of our session, that is adding an SSL certificate. So whenever you go to websites, when you get those nice HTTPS and it says that the website is secure, that is because it has a verified certificate. Now creating this in Azure is very easy. So right now it says not secure. For this, I have to create an SSL binding. You can go to just below custom domains, you will find this setting called TLS SSL settings. TLS is transport layer security. Inside this, you can add a private key certificate, and you have the option to create an app service managed certificate. This can be created for free in Azure. The Azure docs also mention the steps to create a free certificate on this particular URL. Just let me share this with you so you have the reference. Yes. For which domain I need to create for this domain. It says it is eligible. So click to create your app service managed certificate. This will be created for free. Now, one thing it says is that naked domain names are not supported. This means that a naked domain name like just hyperlol.com will not be managed by this certificate. So if someone goes to www.hyperlol.com, then they will get the secure prompt. The certificate will show up. But if they don't type the www or blog.something or register.something or something, if they don't go to a subdomain, they just go to the naked URL, then for that the free certificate is not supported. For that you will have to buy a premium certificate or use one of the options that I'll tell later in the session. So this free certificate is created for us now. Now we can go back to custom domains and we can click on add binding. Now the add binding is created. I have to choose a certificate that is already created and I will click on add binding. Now it says secure. So SSL certificates actually they take up to 24 hours to activate, so this won't show up immediately. But within 24 hours, this particular URL will show up as secure and the certificate will show up. So this will show a very nice green prompt, the log prompt here on various browsers that the website, the connection is secure. But the mapping actually has currently been done. When it says secure, that mapping is complete. And the website we hosted on, the Flask website we hosted on something.azurewebsites.net is mapped to this URL right now. And that is absolutely complete. So that covers two things. That covers how to map your custom domain to your hosted website, and that covers how to make your website secure. Because when you just create a binding from a custom domain to a host, then the SSL certificate, the security certificate of the website is not added yet. That is something you need to add. Now let me cover other hosting options also. One very popular hosting option is GoDaddy. You might have heard of it. And then there's also Hostinger. Now I'll tell you why I did not choose these for the demo. This is because GoDaddy actually makes you buy a 2-year contract. So when you buy a domain within GoDaddy, you go to godaddy.com, you search for your domain, whatever you want. So say, and it will tell me the various pricing of these things. Now, all of these say that this is, okay, the first price is discounted, but this is a 2-year registration. So say if I want to buy hyperlols yes, so if I have to buy hyperlol.com, that is actually, even though the first year is, it says 200 rupees, this will make me do a 2-year registration. So for the second year, this will be 1,000 rupees per something. So eventually over the time, these kind of registrations become more expensive than the current one I showed you. For with Azure, there's always a fixed price. It doesn't matter what you take. Your website can be your username .com, .xyz, .in, .org, .online, .site, .tech. It can be anything, and you will always be charged the same price. So this is actually up to you. Now, Hostinger is something I would recommend for beginners because in this you can buy a 1-year contract and the price is also very much discounted. So say if I want to buy the same thing that I searched on GoDaddy, I will search it on Hostinger. So this will tell me very cheap options. It can give me .online, it can give me .xyz, .live, .tech, .site, which are pretty good extensions. So say if I want to buy hyperlols .tech, I can add it to the cart, and this is just 75 rupees. So I have to just pay 75 rupees for 1 year, and I don't have to pay anything above that. So beginners can use these for trying out domains, and then but then again, this has this, after 1 year, it has a similar pricing, similar to GoDaddy again. So after paying 75 rupees for the first year, you will be paying around 1100 rupees for the second year onwards. So again, this is something I would encourage people to check it out. Whenever you are buying a domain, always go to different services and then calculate how much time you want to use that domain. And then according to how much time you need that domain for, which one is actually the cheapest option. And then for SSL certificates, if you want to map your host using a naked domain to SSL certificate, so say you don't want people to type hyperlol.com, and let's admit it, nobody types www anymore, right? They will just, if you tell them there's a website hyperlol.com, they will type this. And it will always tell them that it is not secure because they will not be redirected to your subdomain that has your SSL certificate. So if you want a naked certificate, you can actually buy a premium one using Azure. So, but that is pretty expensive. And then usually the GoDaddy and HostGator domains, when you buy a domain from these or when you buy a hosting from these, they actually provide a SSL certificate for free. So there is no clear winner here. You would actually have to check out different services, their prices, and figure out if you want to host something using a custom domain, then what exactly is your cheapest option. That depends on your usage time, that depends on the subdomain you are going to use, that depends on the extension you're going to use for the website. So will it be .com, will it be .in, .co.in, .org, what will it be? So you'll have to look at the options. But this is basically how you take your website, you deploy it online, and then you host it using a custom domain that you can share with people. Now, this part involves a lot of premium services. So most of it you'll have to pay, at least like I showed on Hostingers, for getting a custom domain. 75 rupees is the cheapest price I have found online so far. So, but again, if you're a student and you're just experimenting, then you probably don't need the custom domain that much. You can just host it on something, even if your website is your username.github.io or your username.netlify.app or heroku.app, that works completely fine. So hosting is free, but custom domains are a premium service. So you can look at your options and figure out what works best for you. And that brings us to the end of the session. I would be happy to take any questions if you guys have. You can turn on your mics and ask me the question, or if you're shy, just type in the chat.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yes.
So suppose if my web app has a high computation, suppose I'm using TensorFlow or PyTorch based web app. So how am I going to host that web app?
Yes. Yes. So when Akshat was showing the website hosting, he actually showed what kind of pricing tier can you select for your web app. Now for your hosting, you can always host it for free, but the limitation of that is you get a very limited compute. That limited compute is the virtual machine that your website will be hosted on, that usually comes with barely 1.5 GBs of RAM or 2 GBs of RAM, and that has 60 minutes per day of compute. Now as you scale up, as you go higher and higher, up the pricing scale, then your RAM increases and your resources increases and your virtual machine changes. So actually, when you use any kind of hosting, they give you the option that, okay, which kind of virtual machine do you want to use to host this website? Now, if you are using something for very computation intensive websites, then probably the free tiers and the low price tiers would not work for you. You would have to take something that has at least a GPU and which has at least a good amount of RAM. So for that, you'll have to look at your options. The various cloud services can be of help. There is AWS, there is Azure, there is DigitalOcean, there is Google Cloud. So you can look at all of these. And again, if you are deploying something that you want to use, then you would have to look at the options exactly of what would be the cheapest for you or what would be a free tier thing that is available for you. Now, of course, not all ML models need a GPU. They can run fine on a 2 GB RAM free Linux computer that you can get from hosting. So that actually depends on what kind of AI are you deploying and how much compute it actually needs. So for a student purpose, I think even the free machine will work for you. It might be slow, but again, you just need to test out if something works online, right? So that again depends on what kind of website you're deploying and what kind of service you use. But if you are going for high computation deployments, then you might need to look at your options, and all you have to do is change the Linux machine that powers your hosting.
Nice, thank you.